Yo guys, it's Mike from Chesslifestyle and welcome to another episode of The Cameraman Never Dies. Yeah, I know nobody really cares for this Bear Grylls content, but I want to make it, so I'm making it. And yeah, basically something, ooh, let's see if this is a chess table. Come on. Let down. Oh, there's a shrine. Should probably be a bit more respectful around here. Oh wait, it's just a toilet. Never mind. Never fucking mind. It's just a toilet. So yeah, let me do some explaining for y'all. Oh my god, this is like a whole little civilization. That's probably the wrong word. It's just a checkpoint on the hike that I'm on. But this is a pretty cool ass checkpoint. Give you guys a bit of a view. But yeah, I should probably explain where I am. Oh, that's such a cute little swing. The thing is, I don't know if anyone's sleeping here actually. This is kind of a vibe. I'm gonna swing on this. You know what I feel like? I feel a bit like that the Kid Katza Instagram page, which is absolutely the most chaotic thing I've ever seen in my life. So if any of you haven't seen it, good. Don't watch it. Alright, let me make sure I'm going the right way. Should be. I'm surprised I'm the only one crazy enough to go on this walk at 4 in the morning. Wow, we have some light. Beautiful. Because basically I am climbing Penang Hill, and I decided to take this hike. Oh, it scared me for a second. I thought maybe it was like blocked off. Wait, I should be going this way, right? Yeah. I'm climbing Penang Hill because if you remember in the last live stream, I said that I was going to be in Langkawi, but silly me didn't realise that the ferries that take you from Penang to Langkawi have stopped running since the pandemic. So that plan fell through. Like, the only way to get to Langkawi from Penang is literally to take a flight that has one connection, so it's just complete rubbish. So I decided, well, I was actually going to save Penang Hill for another trip, but given that I don't have Langkawi anymore, why don't I just do Penang Hill? And then I was thinking, like, well, when should I do Penang Hill? Because you can take a train to the top, but I ain't doing that. I want to walk it. So I was thinking, when should I walk it? And I was like, well, let's walk it at 4 in the morning. Oh, that's a nice view. I don't know if you can see on the phone, probably not. That's a really nice view. Crazy how developed Penang is. Really doesn't feel like an island. But yeah, I was like, well, okay, let's hike and let's go see the sunrise, basically. And I thought, you know, sunrise is going to be less popular than sunset, and it's always nicer to experience these moments when you feel like there aren't any other humans with their phones filming everything and yapping away. So yeah, this is the plan. In terms of things to watch out for in this hike, to be honest, the most difficult thing I've experienced so far is literally just orientating my fucking Google Maps to point north. Because sometimes, like, I have a bit of a scare. I'm like, oh crap, like, am I going the wrong way or something when I try and look at like a PDF of a map? And then I just turn on Google Maps and I realize, like, I'm holding the map the wrong way around. It's like that kind of stupid stuff. But yeah, I heard that, like, there are mosquitoes. There are also perhaps like some monkeys I need to watch out for. I don't want them snatching my phone. So yeah, that's the kind of stuff I have to worry about. I mean, the thing is like, this hike was apparently, I'm not taking the normal hike. Like, I thought that would be too normy. Let's do this Moongate hike instead. And since this isn't a live stream, this is a video, I can crop a photo of like what the Moongate looks like, which is the start of this hike. But like, the reviews online Said it's like, intermediate level hike, and I took a grab to the Moongate, because I could have walked an hour, but I thought, well, I've already got another 3 hours to go, like, let's not bother. So yeah, I took a grab to the Moongate, but the grab driver was like, bro, there's no one around here. Like, he was like genuinely worried for me. He was like, are you sure you got the right place? Like, there's so much concern. And I was just like, brother, chill. Like, genuinely, I've done enough research to know that I'm in the right place. Which side of a tree do I go? Probably this side. Trust your gut. Always trust your gut. Speaking of trusting your gut, this might be a more interesting topic, but I'm a very strong believer of living your life based on trusting your gut. Because, as we know, in chess, to try and play a game of chess flawlessly just by trusting your gut, and by trusting your gut I mean intuition, you're bound to make mistakes, right? But the thing is, chess is a very cruel game where, you are put up against an opponent, and if you're playing a strong opponent, they will punish you for your mistakes or even slight inaccuracies. Whereas, in life, you don't really have an opponent. I mean, this whole world is only from your own perception. So, really, you're just battling yourself. And that means, actually, you have a lot more free reign to pick and choose how you live this life. And if you want to live this life purely on trusting your gut and intuition, you probably can. Like, you're not going to make the best moves all the time, but it doesn't matter, because you're not stacked up against an opponent who's trying to beat you. Like, the universe, like, believe it or not, is generally quite impartial to whatever the hell you think you're up to and what's important to you. The universe doesn't give a crap. So it means that you actually have a lot of freedom to live. And I'd say that for myself, where I've got to in life has really been trying to work on my intuition and improve it, right? Because of course my intuition growing up wasn't great, as with our chess intuition when we first start off. But slowly but surely, if you keep an open mind and you make mistakes and you learn from them and you grow, slowly your intuition gets better. And then, even big decisions in life, you can trust your gut without, being able to calculate all the continuations, all the details, because you just back your intuition that much. And I feel like in chess, maybe for blitz, you can become a very strong blitz player just by backing your intuition, but ultimately you need an array of skills. But with life, I really think it's more forgiving than people think in terms of using your intuition. Like, of course, it's not forgiving in the sense that everyone starts off at a different starting point in terms of, let's say, wealth or, I don't know, like how easy it is for them to find friends, how well connected they are with their families, like, all of these, I guess, somewhat important subject areas. But basically, you just have to deal with what you've got. Do I have some company? No, just the wind. I was wondering if, that sounds really stupid to say, but if a cyclist was coming up here, that makes no sense. So yeah, that's a moment where my intuition was wrong. Oh, this path is actually getting way more funky. I like this. But yeah, I don't know. Like, I think that's the best way to live your life, because I think we do have some company of sorts, maybe a monkey, I don't know. Just hold on to my phone's a bit tighter. What was I going to say? Well, as I'm stalling, you can let that sink in about intuition. Yeah, I think I was going to say something along the lines of, even if you want to live your life full of just intuitive decisions, still sometimes you have shit that pops up that kind of demands you to think. And because, you know, you actually have to think for those situations, it means that if you're thinking on all the other decisions as well, then you're just going to get overwhelmed. So where you can use intuition to guide your thoughts, I would suggest you do that. Yeah, it just makes for a better experience in this universe. Now, okay, this is a chess channel, right? So probably have to talk a bit more about chess at some point. Maybe I'll talk about the shogi meetup I had the evening before. So I have a good friend in Malaysia. We'll call him Crowno by his Discord name, which, okay, I know his real name now, but I've been calling him Crowno for the longest time, so let's call him Crowno. But he has a few friends in Malaysia, and one of the friends actually lives in Penang. So I was like, you know what, I'll just DM him and see if he wants to meet up. And from when I first messaged, I was like, shit man, this guy doesn't want to meet up at all. Like, he has like, you know, a couple rest days a week and he just wants to chill out. There's a moth trying to follow me on this journey. But anyway, we decided to meet up, and I actually think the meetup goes very well. And we just get some nice Korean food, and we play some shogi afterwards. And yeah, he actually shows me like a new way to play in the opening that one of his friends invented, which is kind of cool. And I quite like it because generally wherever I can branch from the main line while also being comfortable is exactly what I want to do. And I think this, you know, is the same in life as well, right? If you can branch off the main line and feel very comfortable, I mean, this is literally ideal, because what's that like famous business phrase about like niches or something? Something about niches that is like worthwhile. Okay, I think I'm still on the right path. Yeah, there's a rope. Whenever there's a rope, probably that's a good sign. But yeah, I guess it's also very lucky that, you know, I think, so this friend of my friend, who's also now my friend, I would consider, is a guy called Benjamin. And I'd say his shogi level is probably similar to my chess. Like, he got invited to represent Malaysia to play in a tournament in Japan. He didn't win it, but he didn't do too badly either. And I'd say like the kind of like grind he's experienced and the level of knowledge he's got to is similar with chess. But unfortunately for him, like the game of shogi is just not as popular as chess. And it means like, you know, the avenues to like try and make a living in shogi are like much more difficult. So I actually wonder if chess had the same kind of, oh, I just went into a cobweb, that's not good. Let me remove that, Jesus. But yeah, I wonder if like, maybe if chess wasn't as popular, maybe, yeah, I simply would be just, you know, continuing my career from my degree. If I didn't fancy that I had a shot at making this work. So there is some luck for sure, but it's also not entirely just luck that I happen to just do this. I mean, I remember in second year of university, sitting on the kitchen table, crunching the numbers and being like, well, I can live a pretty good life from chess, so why don't I try and make it happen? And I don't think that would have happened if I had a passion in an area that isn't going to be able to sustain me. So yeah, it's lucky that I did have that. But at the same time, I don't think like chess has always been a passion. It's definitely been an interest. I've also had many other interests in life. And I think like if one of those other interests had an avenue that I could, you know, take off and go off the mainline path and sustain myself, then I think I would have taken that as well. So I don't think it really was, you know, completely because chess is chess. But I definitely did grow into it, I think. I think like there were periods of my life so far where I was really, really into chess, where it's like, I just want to play good moves, and that's all that really matters to me. And actually, weirdly enough, I think the drive isn't as there, because I actually know that I'm already at a point where I can play those moves, weirdly enough, and I can play those flawless games. And I think I'm kind of like chilling a bit more just because, yeah, like I don't really have anything to do, in the sense that like I don't have any tournaments coming up. I mean, at the end of the day, I could go out of my way to enter like some Malaysian Open tournament or something like this. But the thing is, with these tournaments, you've got to remember that ultimately, if you're someone who cares about progress and rating affects that mentality, then you've got to be very careful with entering tournaments where, even if you feel that you're underrated, all it takes is for the rest of the crowd to be even more underrated than you. And if that's the case, then you're just in for a losing battle. So for instance, let's say you play pretty much flawless chess and you score 4.5 out of 6, 3 draws and 3 wins, or something like this, against players who, you know, you actually have a great tournament and you make this score. You might lose rating, which just completely sucks, because, you know, if you played that same field and same strength in another country, then you'd probably gain like 50 points, right? So, yeah, I kind of want to be like rewarded for my efforts. And I think like to exert yourself and give it your all and then gain nothing out of it is really brutal. I mean, I remember like my friend Ezra, who actually appeared on the channel when I beat him in this Benoni game. He played in a London tournament afterwards and he scored 4.5 out of 5 and he gained 2 FIDE points, because as a 2200, he was playing basically 2000s. He drew like 1900 and beat the rest, and he gained 2 rating points, which is insane, because, you know, the ratings in London are really deflated as well. And I'm sure like if he had that performance in Belgium, then he would have gained, I don't know, 50 points or something, I don't know, because he said like every single game he played was close. Like it wasn't like you know, an easy crushing or something. Oh, this is a nice rock. I think this actually has a name. Damn it, I'm on camera, I can't be graffitiing. Not that I do that, yeah, definitely not, no, definitely not. But no, this is cool, this is very cool. Nice rock. Oh, and a nice view, hello. Show you guys that, except, again, you can't admire how pretty this is, so one day you'll have to do it for yourself. But yeah, let's continue this hike. Where was I? Yeah, I was talking about like, you know, my excuse about not playing tournaments despite there being tournaments, because the tournaments are just not going to be very good for motivation. And yeah, I used to have this mentality where I was like, oh, you know, just play, like, doesn't matter if it's underrated, you'll gain the rating back and everything like this. But it's like, the thing is, it's actually very difficult to gain rating, and you need to set aside time to do it, and you're not always going to have the time to do it. And I think it's better just to give it your best and optimize your conditions. I mean, you don't have to go out your way to find like the easiest tournaments, but just like, you know, also be smart at not just choosing tournaments that are gonna you know, absolutely be an uphill struggle, where even if you outperform your level and your rating, you still lose points. I think that just sucks. So yeah, what I was basically saying was, I think like my drive to get better at chess isn't as there, in the sense that I've actually already made a lot of ground as a player. Like it's kind of like, you know, when you're not on the right path, then you try and put a lot of effort in to get on the right path. But once you're on the right path, I feel like you can chill out a bit more. And I feel like with regards to my chest, I feel like I'm on the right path. So I think that's why I can relax a bit more. And we'll see in time how that relaxation affects my ability to play. But yeah, I think things are pretty good. I mean, in yesterday's stream as well, on the Ferengi Bay, which I forgot the name of, I think I was also quite relaxed in general, and yeah, it's quite a stable mindset towards my chest right now, which hasn't always been the case, of course. One other reason I decided to do this hike in the morning is because it's a little bit cooler. Not that I'm feeling it right now, but I can't imagine how hot it must feel like during the day. Probably crazy. And also, morning was the least chance of rain. So, that's also good. I realise that all this talking is actually making me a bit more thirsty, so I should probably take a break at some point and drink some more of my water. I've got plenty left. Yeah, shout out to Seema, who has his own website, Seema the Hiker, for giving me some advice in the middle of the night before starting this hike. I realise that I've probably had less than 4 hours sleep for this, but hey ho, it's all good. Yeah, actually, should I share this story? I mean, it's kind of a long one. It's not very chest related. Okay, if this video gains 50 likes, then next time I do a Bear Grylls video, I'll share the story of me having less than 4 hours sleep, doing a hike that should have lasted maybe like 5 hours, ending up lasting 10, and it was actually so awful. So I think after that experience, every single hike I've ever been on has been an absolute piss take since, and this is no exception. I mean, this is literally so chill. I don't know how, like, people are like, oh my god, it's so hard, wow. It's like, bro, if this is hard, try motherfucking chess. then you'll know what actual difficulty is. Like, holy crap. Like, if all you had to do with chess was just move one foot after the other and just, you know, stay on a bloody path, I mean, man, we'd all be GMs. But, well, on that beautifully positive note, I'll call it a day there. Hope you guys enjoyed seeing my feet for the last 20 minutes. I mean, people pay for this, you know, so you should be lucky that you get to see my feet. Okay, no, this is definitely going off topic. Okay, well, hope you guys are well, and thank you everyone for supporting this channel, who still does. Appreciate all the support. Really gives me motivation to keep posting now and then. So yeah, appreciate it a lot. And yeah, I'll get back on this path and grab me some water. So, okay, toodaloo, adios. Yo, so just wanted to make a quick note that yeah, the path is definitely getting harder, especially that the trail now is off Google Maps. So yeah, this is gonna be fun. So yeah, maybe hiking isn't so easy after all. But yeah, no, hopefully I just make it to the top in time for sunrise. I think I've got a pretty decent chance of that. Okay, see you guys again. Bye. Hey guys, it's Michael for a third time. So I just got to apply some shallow calculation in real life, which I thought was pretty cool. So I got to a crossroad, which definitely wasn't nice in the sense that on the maps it doesn't show any sign of a crossroad. So I had to pick left or right, right? And you'll remember in my cave video, I just like had some intuitive feelings of going left, and it was correct. But for this one, yeah, I had these two different paths, and I had the feeling that going right would kind of keep me on the right general direction, but I couldn't rule out left. So what I did was I decided to go left to check it out, and then I came across signs being like, beware of the dog, no entrance, etc, etc. So then I could stop at that point, turn back and go right. And then going right, there was a sign saying Penang Hill. So what that shows us is if we were to go right and invest all this time in going right, it's kind of risky because you might find out that it's wrong, or maybe left was just a better solution, and you never find out because you didn't eliminate it first. So I think in situations where you have the time to shallowly calculate, eliminating options that maybe you don't think are necessarily great, but you think you can roll it out quickly to give yourself peace of mind, I think this is always worth doing. So in terms of like deciding which candidate moves to choose from, I think oh man, I just realized I've been filming everything vertically, not horizontally. Oh my god. Oh well, okay, we're here now. Too late. But yeah, where was I? I mean, yeah, it was just nice to be able to make use of that. So of course there will be times when, you know, don't just trust gut 100%. If there's like a way you can improve your decision-making skills by not using your intuition, but I'd say in most cases where there's not just like an obvious place to use calculation, then just using intuition is generally the way to go for life. So yeah, that's update number 3. Is that a snake? No, it's a piece of twig. Okay, see you again. I am dripping with sweat, but I made it to the top, and a really funny situation that happened actually. So as I said, right, I was off Google Maps, and when I finished this like trail, I got back onto the main road, and this was actually a moment where I had my first hiking setback because let me make sure I'm going the right way, don't repeat mistakes. But yeah, basically I followed a sign which said for Penang Hill, even though my gut told me that this is like making bad progress. But I decided to trust the sign because, you know, it's almost like the feeling of like trusting a stronger player's recommendation as to how to train chess or something, like, you know, some human kind of input that just turns out to be complete garbage. And yeah, I kind of let me make sure I'm going the right way. I think I want this one. But yeah, no, I basically did an extra, I don't know, kilometer at least of walking, and actually this whole walk I've been pretty alright and feeling pretty good about it. But that 1 kilometer of extra walk, and the 1 kilometer basically led to this like point where I then had to do a really steep climb. It just felt so frustrating because I could have easily avoided it, and that was actually a moment where probably I should have applied like some shallow calculation and not just trust it. Oh, that looks like a nice view as well, but Okay, let's keep going, because yeah, it's half an hour until sunrise and I'm already missing a little bit of it. But basically I'm trying to get to the very best viewpoint as opposed to like the public one, because I mean the kind of public one is, you know, it's right by the train station, so it's actually, you know, several people, because people have gotten the train. No one's crazy as me to just walk it. So I want to get to the very best viewpoint I can, and even if it requires an extra 10-15 minutes walk, like bruh, I've walked like 3 hours already, like I don't care. Actually, how long have I walked? Almost 3 hours, like 2 hours 40 minutes or something, so that's not bad at all. That's kind of actually what I was expecting. Yeah, just gotta keep on this road for like 5 minutes and then we're there. So yeah, just interesting, another chess analogy of like trusting something when your gut says no, and just blindly believing it. Because I was just thinking, like, you know, there's a sign there, it's got to be right. But I think, yeah, I mean, ultimately it was right, but I'm sure there was a faster way up, and I didn't need to go through all of that. So, yeah, but I'll show you guys some of the views as well. Okay, I made it to the best viewing spot, so let's see if it's worth the hype. Yo. Yeah, it's not bad at all. So that's it, made it to the top. And yeah, really nice to see that it wasn't a completely smooth journey either. Like, still had some setbacks. So I guess that's how it goes. And yeah, just gonna enjoy this sunrise for the next half an hour. And yeah, on that note, I think I'll call it a day. So thanks again for watching all of this. I don't know how this is gonna come together when I edit it, but it's pretty damn beautiful. And just remember how at the start I was gonna go to Langkawi, and you know, plans change, and still we make something rosy from it. And I think that's the point. Like, you know, your futures is always going to be up in the air, and you can never plan for everything. So always just go with the flow, and yeah, enjoy the present moment. That's really all you can do.